Hey, good people out there. I am hoping that you're having a fantastic day. I'm hoping that life is doing what it does for you and that you are finding ways to make it through and that you are finding ways to thrive on a day-to-day basis. It's Twan the counselor here. I'm starting to think that this faded shirt that says healer, I'm starting to think that it has some special powers because almost without fail, every time I wear it, I get inspired to share a word of encouragement with you guys. So I think I'm gonna just go ahead and get a bunch of these made, and this will be my new uniform at work because there's some good juju here. Anyway, today's message is very, very quick. But really important, especially considering the times that we're in now with so much going on in the world, our attention being pulled here and there, and so many injustices and things happening in the world. Today's message is learn to cope like a kid, and maybe even more aptly titled, relearn to cope like a kid. And here's the idea. I spent a lot of my time as an intern working with kids. I had kids as young as, I believe my youngest was about 4 or 5, all the way up to young adulthood. So I spent a lot of time working with kids. And my one big takeaway from doing that work was that I learned more from them about resilience than I think I could have ever taught them. And that is just true for all children. Children are some of the most resilient people in the world. Literally, children survive and thrive in sometimes the worst environments. And we all were children at one point, and we were all, I'm probably gonna guess, we all were pretty resilient as children because we're still here as adults. Somewhere along the line, we forgot how to cope like our inner child did. We forgot what it is to pick ourselves back up and to press forward and to make the best out of sometimes the worst situations. So I just want to bring to your attention what happens when we're a kid. We spend most of our free time, hopefully outside playing, right? But, these days with technology and stuff, maybe it's indoors. But when I was growing up, we spent most of our time outside playing. And what would happen when we would play outside? Inevitably, you get hurt. Inevitably, you fall off the bike, you trip, you skin your knee. Sometimes you even break a bone, whatever that is. Inevitably, you get hurt as a kid. And then what does a kid do? A kid cries, probably goes to find an adult, gets whatever help they need. And then once that's done, what else do? They go back outside and play. And we need to learn to take that same approach. Life is like going outside to play. We're going to go out there, we're going to experience some really good things, but inevitably, we're going to experience some bad things. We're going to experience some things that are going to hurt. And the mistake that we make as adults is we don't follow those simple steps that we did when we were children. A child gets hurt, they cry. They acknowledge the hurt. They talk about or they express through tears or whatever it is, the pain that's happening in the moment. We as adults, we tend to avoid. We don't talk about it. We don't acknowledge, right? So then the next step is what? Going to an adult, right? That's what the next step is for a kid. Logically, let me find an adult that can help me, right? We don't ask for help either. So we don't acknowledge the pain, and then we don't even find someone that can help us in taking care of that injury or that pain, right? So we don't go and seek counseling when we're feeling really weighed down by what's going on in our mental and emotional health. We don't talk. We just don't address. And so we're walking through life with the bloody knee that we're not even looking at, and we're bleeding all over the place. And then we have the audacity that when someone else notices that bloody knee and says, hey, your knee is bleeding, we get upset. We get upset. How dare you acknowledge my pain? But the last step, if you do course correct and you are acknowledging the pain and then you are going to get the help, the last step is heal and then get back out and go play. And so I'm encouraging you today to cope like your inner child. Acknowledge the pain. Acknowledge those pain spots that are present in your life. Then take the next step. Reach out for help. Receive the help. And then get back out there and play. This has been Twan the Counselor. Light and love always.